Langley.
Yeah, well, I became a big fan just by TikTok. I mean, you pop it up in my algorithm because obviously I have a lot of country music in my algorithm, and it's been really cool to watch it organically, like especially this song just become a monster.
Yeah.
I don't know, what has that felt like to you? Is like more people recognizing you, more people coming to when you're playing? Like, what's been happening?
Well, I've wanted to do this my whole entire life. This isn't something I just kind of stumbled upon and was like, yeah, I like playing guitar or I love singing. Like, this is just like, it's like a limb. It's just something I was always going to do this. And I've been working really hard at it for a minute. I moved here 5 years ago. And before that, I was going to school at Auburn. And
You went to school at Auburn, really?
yeah, I went for the 2 years I went to school.
Yeah.
And then I dropped out and moved here. But yeah, I just play a lot of cover gigs. I started out restaurants. I mean, literally every kind of gig you can play, I've done it. Whatever you can travel there in, I've done that too.
Like just traditional. Someone moves to Nashville with a dream. You're playing anything you can play to make money to survive so you can chase the bigger dream. But then this song hits so hard. Again, I would just start singing it, forgetting where I would even have heard it.
Yeah.
Because it would pop up, and not just in your videos, it would start to be used in other places too. I just wonder what that feels like when something starts to build, wherever it starts to build. Do you actually day-to-day feel, again, more people pursuing like your music, or is it like, man, I know it's blowing up, but I'm really not seeing it yet?
No, I'm seeing it. This song is crazy. That's what I was saying. I've been doing this for so long, and it's been a slow climb, and I've put out single after single and kind of just organically grown fans. But this song, it's the things it's done, and we didn't even plan on this song was never supposed to leave my audio recordings on my phone. I wrote it as a joke with Aaron Ratier first, and then the label heard it and loved it, and then Riley asked us on tour, and him and I just kind of being from the same area, growing up on the same kind of music, and I was thinking maybe we could do it out on the road. That's why I asked him to do it, and I was like, hey, just kind of write the second verse how you would respond to a girl coming up to you in the bar like that.
What I like about it is it's so old school, talky singy, which very much happened in the 40s, 50s. Like it sounds super, super, super traditional with people that aren't born in the 40s and the 50s. Is that probably why it wasn't supposed to be more than a voice recording? Because you thought, I don't know, will anybody even think this is a legitimate song?
No, I think it's just kind of more, I'm drunk and I'm ready to leave. You know, and it's kind of silly, you know. But, yeah, I guess it's a little bit of a risk, you know, just because it's not the popular thing to do, you know. And traditional country is only just now kind of coming back. So, yeah, I don't know. But I grew up on it. I love it. And I'm just kind of doing what I love to do and not what I think other people think they want me to do.
Did anybody suggest that you change some of, when you recorded it, some of like the talking parts of the song?
Yeah, we went back and forth a lot on it, on singing it, on all kinds of different things. I never wanted to sing. I never wanted it sung. I'm never going to release a version where it's sung.
I don't think you should. It's awesome how it is.
Every other song I have, that my argument to the label was every other song I've put out sings the verses. So can I not just have one that doesn't?
And that's why it sticks out so much, though, right?
Yeah. Well, that, I mean,
it's got a great hook.
It's about a girl walking up to a guy in a bar. You know, it's like that's also not a common thing in country. Well, not over the past 10 years. Now recently it has been, but yeah. So I don't know. It's kind of a risque thing to do, but it's crazy to see the reaction. I just started my first headlining tour, and it's a little nerve-wracking to have such a viral song and wonder, are they going to be here just for that? But I put out my debut record, which is what You Look Like You Love Me came off of, and they're singing every word to every song. It's crazy. They're listening to the whole thing, and it's just wild. It's like just watching my dreams come true.
It's that one viral thing, though, that gets them to even pay attention to the rest, right?
Yeah. Well, it's also cool, too. Just a lot of these fans are not just the song, but, you know, I saw you out with Randy Houser. That was my first tour 3 years ago. Or I saw you with John Party. Or I saw you with Riley. Or, you know, it's a lot of these fans, too, we've grown through playing so many shows over the years and just working hard that way. But, yeah, it's wild to see when that song, when we went, da-da-da-da-da. We did it in Hyde Park, too. That was probably the wildest time thus far. It was 50,000 people.
That's crazy.
We opened for Morgan, and it was just crazy. That was probably the first time I had seen a crowd, a mass amount of people sing words that I had written, and for it to be 50,000 people in the UK was just hard to I don't know. It's hard to put into words almost. So I remember I had my ears in because when you're way out there, the slap back was so bad. So it's like you can't keep up with the drum. You got to keep your ears in. So it's hard to hear the crowd. And I kind of remember walking back being like, that was crazy. I just I don't know if I registered anything. And I was like walking back thinking like just a normal time of us singing the song. And everyone that was like on both of our teams, I was like, was that crazy? And they showed me back the video. And me and Riley both watched it. And it was just like massive. So I think that's when we both realized it was like the song is doing something ridiculous.
And also, I mean, Riley's a massive star. And he's like perfect for the song as well.
Yeah.
Like all the stars kind of aligned with him going, yeah, I'll do the song. That's cool. And he's also a big star and it works with him.
Yeah.
What was how did you ask him? Hey, you want to do this song?
Well,
text him a version of it. Was it always a duet?
No, I mean, like I said, I wrote it just for fun. I mean, it wasn't like.
But you didn't write it for fun, like a duet.
No.
It was all
I
you.
was just listening to it after we cut it. It was not going to be a duet right when we first cut it, but Riley asked us on tour right around the same time. So I don't know. I just thought of the idea. I was like, God, what if we asked Riley to sing the second verse, and then we could do it on the road. And obviously, I didn't think it would just do what it's doing now. It's hard to expect something like this, but.
So did you have a second verse before he came in?
Yeah, and that's what I'm singing out on the. Actually, we wrote a lot of verses. When we wrote the song, we just kind of giggled and wrote as many verses as we had in us, and then we just picked our favorite ones. So I kind of throw those alt verses in the live show right now. I usually start off with like, before there was a man named Riley Green singing this song, and then all the girls were like, ah, and then I'm like, I was singing the second verse.
Yeah, I tried to get Riley to do a duet with me. He turned it down, so I was just jealous. He didn't like that.
Well, really, my manager Bradley Jordan, he's the reason I met Riley, and he's just helped a lot of artists coming up. But he showed it to him. I was like, and then yeah, I think actually I played a show with Riley, and I went on his bus, and I said, I think my first line was, Riley, do you like making money? That was my first pickup. That was my first line. And didn't know he was going to do anything from there, but that's how I started.
And now
here it is.
He makes money.
He does.
Yeah.
But he makes it anyway, but he makes more now,
Yeah.
which is always fun. I'm being told that Riley just arrived. Riley Green has entered the room. Riley, good to see you, buddy.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Why'd you say yes to the song?
Well, I've always liked Ella. She's from Alabama, very, very country, musically and spiritually, whatever. And we just grew up the same way. Bradley Jordan, her manager's a really good buddy of mine, and he kind of put me on to her. And I just like to see good folks do well. And she was on tour with me. I thought it made a lot of sense. I thought the song was fun. Had no clue it was a giant hit. You know, I thought Talking Verses was probably a little too old school, a little too traditional. But how cool is it that a song that's this country is doing this well? You know.
When did you start to notice? Oh crap! This is a monster. Like, did it randomly ever just come up, or were your people just letting you know? Like,
well, no. I mean, I've never had any type of, I guess, what you would call is like viral, you know. And this song is really like viral. I mean, I can barely work TikTok. I don't really know how that works, but it's just everywhere. So you'd get your phone out, and it was every scroll would you hear this song playing. So I guess that was kind of the eye-opening thing about it. But certainly playing it at a show, I think
Hyde
maybe,
Park was
yeah.
the
I
one
mean,
I
some of the stuff I would just kind of randomly bring Elle up, and we would do a couple of songs together, and we did this one a couple of times, and it just didn't take long.
that's crazy. That's so cool. That because it organically happened, right? Like you.
Yeah.
And any creator, any musician, any artist, you're always one really special piece of content away from having a real shot, going viral. You never know what it can be, and there are people that it's a weird dynamic because you don't want to give it too much power, but also if it's really good and nobody's giving it a chance, sometimes the chance is right here, like just a platform that is able to be used. And I think this is one of those examples of 500 executives are going to hear that song and go, like what you just said, Riley. It's maybe this is a little too old school. We're probably not going to invest any money. However, the people freaking loved it, and that's what makes all the difference in it.
Or even Elle, after you wrote it, you're like, I don't know that anybody will ever hear this?
Well, yeah, I mean, I just kind of, like, my whole goal for writing the song was just to, honestly, this is when I was still playing a lot of rounds in town, is to just have a song when, like, no one's listening, they're all talking, to maybe they'd laugh a little bit because I'm talking in the verses, you know? But yeah, Maya Hansen, she works on my team, and she heard it, and she just was like, dude, you've got to send this in. And I just fought it for so long, so. This
is the first time you put it up? Did people reacted to it, or did it take a few times?
No, it did not. It just wasn't that hard. Like, I just posted one. We were out on the roads, I think on the West Coast, towards the end of the tour, and I just posted like a video of me doing the verse, and that's it. And that's kind of what started it. And then I did one other video of just me singing the chorus, and that's the sound that everyone's been using. But then whenever we did Red Rocks and posted us, that he's actually on the song, and then when we did it for the show, the last day of the tour, too. So
I'm a sports nerd, and I like sports memorabilia. This is going to be a
odd segue. I'm looking forward to
you're going to see I'm such a loser.
In.
This is how I heard the song the first time. As I was watching this sports memorabilia being broken, the song's playing in the background, and I'm like, that sounds like Riley. I don't know who the girl is. What is that song? I hear it as a background sound when I'm watching them freaking break signed helmets. And so I've searched for a couple things I heard. That's where I heard it. Then it was so ubiquitous, just existing everywhere. Then that's when I started to play it here. But like, congratulations! Like it's something that's so awkwardly awesome that it makes all the bit of sense, and it's why it resonates so much, because it doesn't sound like everything else. Yeah, and it's good.
Well, I think it's also like kind of for this next record, I'm already working on it, but just like the creative freedom I have now, it's like there's literally no singing in the verses, and this song's on radio doing well right now, and it's wild. So I kind of feel like it's kind of ripping the structure out of my head a little bit and just doing what feels good.
I mean, when I think about like Conway Loretta, because they were awesome. They did their music together. They do funny songs. They do talky songs. They do singy songs. That's what it kind of feels like to me.
Yeah, you're the reason our kids are ugly.
Yeah. So yeah, it's cool.
That's a great one. Yeah.
You know that song?
Yeah.
You're the reason our kids
are ugly.
Riley, I was talking about you on social media. I didn't know you were going to be here, and at one point I was like, I want everybody to make sure that they know this is a compliment. But I was talking about how everybody knows you're a star and you have a lot of hits, but I don't think people understand the amount of mega star you are at shows. Meaning, what I compared it to is you have a lot of number one songs, a lot, and you have a very successful career. But any other people that I know that have had that many number one songs, they don't have the crowds that you have. And I was talking about the only other artist I've seen do it like this, kind of low key mega star it, is Kane Brown, who it took forever for people to understand. Kane had built this following that was selling out arenas until people were like, oh yeah, Kane. But that's you now. And I think what you're doing is on such a level, and people don't even understand the level it's on right now. And I just want to like congratulate you and celebrate you, because you're killing it. So I was talking about you a little bit on social media.
I took it as a compliment regardless of how you meant it when I heard it. So I appreciate the kind words. And it's a wild time. I think it has to do with a lot of putting out a lot of music. You know, I've got a lot of songs that haven't been on the radio that people seem to know. And you know, the song with Ella is a great example of you just never know what somebody's going to latch on to. You know, I thought the chorus was catchy, you know, in the song, and maybe it'd be a little bit of an earworm, but to see it be as big of a song as it is just proves you never know. And, you know, writing from where you come from, and hopefully people can relate to it. And I think that's what Ella does really well, and it's working really well for us right now. So I'm blessed to be out here doing it.
Are you on the road every weekend now?
Yeah, I thought I was on the road today.
You are on the road.
Yeah.
Wake up. He's in a dream right now.
I had to come play a guitar gig today for Ella.
Beautiful dream.
That's my sit-in guitar player.
That's how big the song is. I'm playing guitar for Ella now.
Ella Langley, and by the way, Ella's album is out. It's called Hungover. It came out in August. So hopefully you hear this song, and what it does is you go, oh, I like that. Let me go check out some other stuff. And that's the great thing about something popping, is that people check out the other stuff if they like that.
That was the plan.
Yeah, and Riley Green, maybe you've heard of him, big deal.
So does the line work though?
The line?
It depends what the girl looks like, or how drunk the guy is. Like that's generally what it is.
I'm waiting to hear about, like, you know, that pickup line got us married.
Yes.
I'm ready for that. Or you see this kid right here? Thank you.
Yes. Except it's like, see this kid? We're not married, but thank you. I said that, now it's an accident.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Ella, Riley, thank you guys for coming in.
Appreciate it.
Congratulations. Looking forward to Ella seeing you a whole lot more.
Thank you.
There they are, Ella and Riley. Good job, everybody.
It's a Bobby Bones Show.